Hi students, welcome to Commerce first year class. In our previous class, we have discussed about the differences between joint stock company. We had private company and public company. So in our previous class, we have discussed about differences between private limited company and public limited company with respect to members, with respect to the liability, with respect to its management, with respect to statutory regulations. We had so many points, around 10 points we have covered. Today in this class, we are going to discuss about differences between partnership firm and joint stock company. We are going to discuss differences between partnership firm and joint stock company. This is also very important answer for 10 marks. All the differences are very easy to remember and write, and they carry high marks also. 10 marks are there for this answer. On what basis we differentiate? That is called as point of difference. Based on what we differentiate. Say for example, sometimes we differentiate persons by height. He is very tall and he is very short. Sometimes we differentiate the people with their weight. He is very thin, very fat, and the other is very lean, fat and lean, height and small, tall and small. Color, based on color also we differentiate. He is white, he is black. That is what called as point of difference. If you are differentiating based on the height, the point of difference is height. Means one person is very tall and the other is very short. If you are differentiating between according to weight, mota, patla, then the point of difference is weight. Sometimes point of difference may be color. Sometimes point of difference may be money. He is rich and he is poor. So like that we will have so many points to differentiate. अलग अलग करने के लिए अलग अलग तरीके रहते हैं. Like we differentiate students based on the class. When you come to a college campus, she is CEC student, she is MEC student, she is MPC student, she is BIPC student. Like that, we differentiate based on the class. So here also, partnership firm and joint stock company are differentiated or separated based on various factors. The first one is the act, means the rules and regulations what we are following. In case of partnership firm, we follow the rules of Indian Partnership Act 1932. There is a separate act in the Indian Constitution called as Indian Partnership Act 1932. So whenever you establish a partnership firm, you have to follow the rules and regulations mentioned in this act. When you are establishing a joint stock company, when you want to start a joint stock company, either private company or public company, there you have to follow the rules of Companies Act 2013. Companies Act 2013. The rules and regulations are clearly mentioned in this act. So accordingly, you have to follow. Then registration. For partnership firm, it is not compulsory. However, if it is registered, you will enjoy some benefits. You will have some legal protection from the court with respect to disputes and other issues, but it is not compulsory. Okay. So, in case of partnership firm, registration is not compulsory. It is your wish. If you go for registration, you will be benefited. But if you do not register also, government is not going to impose any penalty or it is not going to restrict you. Compulsory go for registration, the government is not asking. But in case of joint stock company, it is compulsory. Without registration, you cannot name your firm as company. If you want to call your business organization as company, means you have to go for registration. This registration is to be done according to Companies Act 2013. Then commencement of business means starting the business. Partnership firm, once the agreement is done, all partners have written the agreement that what is the capital they are contributing, okay, what are the rights and duties of each partner, the number of withdrawals they can make, what is the method of accounting, etc. We have discussed about that contents of partnership deed in a very clear manner. So once that agreement is done, immediately partnership firm can start its operations. It can start its production, distribution, manufacturing, whatever it may be, for the purpose what it has been established. So they can start their business immediately after the agreement. But joint stock company cannot start its operations immediately after registration. After completion of registration formality, private company can start immediately. But public company, as the other day I told you, it has to secure a separate certificate called as Certificate of Commencement of Business. A joint stock company has to obtain a separate certificate called Certificate of Commencement of Business to start its business operations, without which it cannot complete, it cannot start its activities. How they can get the Certificate of Commencement of Business? They have to apply to the Registrar of Companies. They have to inform him, sir, our registration is completed as public company, we have submitted all the documents, so from so and so date we wish to start our production, so please give us Certificate of Commencement of Business. Means the Registrar of the Companies, in every district there will be an officer, he will go through all our documents and will issue that certificate that will help us to start our production activities or any business activity, not only production, whatever you want to do in your business organization, that activity you can start only after obtaining this Certificate of Commencement of Business. It is compulsory for public company. For private company, it is not required. Private company, immediately after registration, that is called as Certificate of Incorporation. Means once you have done your registration formalities, you will be given a certificate called Certificate of Incorporation. If you get that, it is enough. But for public company, it has to get both Certificate of Incorporation and Certificate of Commencement of Business. Then only it can start its operations. Then fourth point is very easy. Members. How many members should be there? Okay, once you know the features of partnership and features of joint stock company, all these differences you can write down easily. We know that in case of partnership firm, minimum is 2. You know this, minimum number of members for a partnership is 2. If it is a banking firm, if any partnership firm is working on banking services, maximum is 10. What is a banking business? Which accepts deposits and lends money to the people is called as a banking. So if you are establishing a partnership firm as bank, so there should be minimum of 2, maximum of 10. In case it is a non-banking, means except a bank, whatever the business activity if you want to carry out, minimum 2, maximum 20. Minimum 2, maximum 20 is the condition for non-banking partnership firm. With respect to company, already we have discussed the other day. For private company, minimum is 2, maximum is 50. For private company, minimum 2, maximum 50. For joint stock company, in that again we have got 2 kinds of companies. In previous class we have discussed it. If it is a private company, minimum 2, maximum 50. If it is a public company, minimum 7, maximum unlimited. Just in the previous class I have explained, you can have any number of members. All over the world you can issue shares according to your requirement of capital. After taking the permission from Register of Companies, you can give paper advertisement in television, in hoardings, wall writing, whatever the mode of advertisement. You can send message to their personal numbers and you can attract investment. So people from all parts of the world can buy your shares. So a public company can have any number of members. There is no limit at all. Then legal status. Legal status means whether your firm name is identified by the law in a separate manner or it is identified by the owner's name. That is what called as legal status. In case of partnership firm, your firm does not have any separate legal status. Any court issue, any judicial matter, the partners will be sued. Partners have to approach court. If any customer files a case, he will be filing the case on the name of the partners, not on the name of the firm. For example, ABCD partners, ABCD are the partners, they have established some firm X. Okay. So these partners have cheated a bank. So bank cannot file a case on this X. Bank will file the case on partners. This firm does not have any legal identity. It is not recognized by law. Partnership firms do not have identification in the eyes of law. Only partners have got the identity. So if any bank or any agency, any customer has to file the case, they have to file the case on the name of the partners, but not on the name of the firm. Vice versa also. If any customer has cheated this firm cannot file the case. On behalf of firm, partners will file the case. That means partners have the identity, but not the firm. That is what called as no separate legal status for partnership firm. Whereas for joint stock company, it has got separate legal status. Separate legal status. For example, you are using the phone from Reliance India Limited. You have taken the Jio service, mobile services. Unfortunately, that my mobile got blasted. There was some damage. So directly you can file a case on Reliance India Limited. Not on its owner, Mukesh Ambani or its directors. You need not file the case on the members or the MD or the chairman of that company. Directly you can sue this company. You will be filing the petition on Reliance India Limited. Because of the mobile I have purchased from this company, my property got damaged or there is loss for my life. So please take action on this Reliance India Limited. So you will be filing the case on Reliance India Limited, not on the owner. Owner is not identified. Company is directly having the identification in the eyes of law. So that is what called as separate legal status. Then liability means what is the responsibility of clearing loans? What is your responsibility? So many times we have discussed this. Liability will be two types, limited and unlimited. If you have to clear the loans of the business from your private property also, it is called as unlimited liability. But in the event of losses, only you will be losing the business property, your private property is not touched, it is called as limited liability. So remember that for partnership firm, your liability is unlimited. Your liability is unlimited. It means, suppose these ABCD partners have taken 15 lakhs loan from the bank. ABCD partners have taken loan from bank 15 lakhs. Unfortunately, their firm is not earning profits. They have incurred heavy losses. Okay, now they have to clear the loan. So whatever the assets they had in this firm, furniture, computers, they have sold off. Still, they are not able to clear the loan. Still, they have to pay 5 or 10 more lakhs. So in such a case, ABCD have to sacrifice their private property also. That means whatever the jewelry they have got, whatever the cupboard, whatever the computers they have got at their home, they have to forego that and clear the loans of the bank. That is what called as unlimited liability. Means when the responsibility of the person to clear the debts, means loans, is extended to the private property of that member, it is called as unlimited liability. But in case of joint stock company, your liability is limited. Means, for example, in this Reliance India Limited, you have invested 5,000 rupees. You have purchased some 100 shares at the rate of 50 rupees. So you have invested 5,000 rupees. But after 5 years or 10 years, unfortunately, this Reliance India Limited has incurred a loss of 500 crores. 500 crores loss aaya inko. Still, you will lose only this much money. Your private property is not attached to clear these loans. Company will not come to you. It will not say that, sir, you are the shareholder now, I have incurred heavy losses, so pay some extra money from your private property. No. Your private property is not touched to clear the loans of the company. So in case of company, your liability is limited. Then, transfer of shares. Transfer of shares means, say for example, Mr. X is the shareholder of Reliance India Limited. After few years, he would like to sell his shares to his brother or his son, his wife, or to someone. In case of company, an individual can transfer shares, particularly in case of public company, without any restriction. He can transfer his shares to others. That's what I have mentioned here. In public company, no restriction. Restriction means rukavat, rules. So in case of public company, every individual can sell off their shares at any point of time. You need not take the permission from the government or other shareholders, other stock exchange. Simply go to stock exchange and you can dispose of your shares. So you can transfer shares easily in case of public company, but in case of partnership firm, you cannot transfer freely, easily you cannot transfer. If you want to transfer, you require the consent from the remaining partners. Say for example, you try to understand here. Say A, B, C, D are the partners. After 5 years or after 5 months, after some 1 year, Mr. A would like to transfer his shares to his son small a. So if he has to transfer his shares from capital A to small a, that means A has to transfer his shares to his son. He has to take permission from B, C, D. For this transfer, B, C, D should give their consent, means they have to accept for that proposal. Only when these partners agree for such transfer, A can transfer his shares. If these partners does not agree, A cannot transfer his shares. That is why it is restricted in case of partnership firm. A partner cannot transfer his shares to any of the family members or to the outsider without consent from the other partners. So that is why in partnership firm, shares cannot be transferred easily or freely. In public company, we can transfer freely. Management means who will manage the firm? Who will manage the day-to-day activities? That is what called as management. Business ko chalana kaun? In case of partnership firm, partners will manage. A, B, C, D, X, Y, Z, Ramesh, Mahesh, Suresh, Ahmed, Siraj, jo bhi hai. So all these partners who joined hands to manage or say to start the firm, according to their interest, according to their experience, they will participate in the business activities. So they will manage the partnership firm. One will write the accounts, one will deal with customers, one will go for market, one will maintain the cash. So partners will share the work and they manage the firm. In case of joint stock company, shareholders directly cannot participate in the management. Shareholders will elect the board of directors through election. As in the previous class we have discussed, elections are conducted based on one share, one vote. So the shareholders have to appoint board of directors. A team will be there. So that board of directors will manage. Board of directors will appoint some employees, some managers. So board of directors combinedly with management, with managers, they will manage the business activities. Shareholders directly cannot participate in the day-to-day activities. Only board of directors have got the authority to sign, authority to participate in the meetings. They have got the authority to manage the firm. Position means what you are called. For example, here I am teaching commerce. What is my position? Commerce lecturer. My position here is commerce lecturer. Your position is student of the college. Understand? That is what called as position. What you are called. At your home, your position is daughter. Got it? So, everyone, according to their legal status, they will have some position. So, what you are called as? In a college, you are called as a student. I am called as a lecturer. So, this is my legal position here. Someone will be the principal, someone is accountant, someone is cashier. Like that, according to their work, they are given the position. So, similarly, in a partnership, what is the position of the partner? Partner is agent as well as owner. While discussing about features of partnership firm, we have discussed it. Agent and owner relationship. Partnership firm will act as the principal and partners will act as the agent. Principal-agent relationship we have discussed it. So, in a partnership firm, partner will act as both owner as well as agent. Who is the agent? Who works on behalf of someone. So, the partner is working on behalf of the firm. You can see here, A, B, C, D are working on behalf of X. X is the firm. So ABCD are partners. These are the agents of this firm. Firm is the principal. At the same time, they are also the owners because they have invested capital. Partners are the owners. So in case of partnership firm, partner is agent as well as owner. In case of joint stock company, shareholder, the person who has purchased the shares is not the agent, is the owner. Shareholder is the only owner, is not the agent because he is not working on behalf of firm. He has just invested, so he is the owner. At the end of the year, when the company gets profit, he will get the share in profit. That is called dividend. Next, winding up. Winding up means rounding up, means closing down the business. When business is not profitable, what you have to do? So definitely you have to close it out. You cannot run your business organization with continuous losses, no? You are not able to pay rent, you are not able to sell goods. So it is waste running your business organization, it is waste of effort. So what you have to do? You have to close down. So for partnership firm, if you have to close down your business, there are no legal formalities. You need not ask anyone. If the partners decide, then you can dissolve it, you can close it. Government or company or any court is not going to involve. You can close it. But in case of joint stock company, there are certain legal formalities. You have to submit to the court stating the reasons for the winding up, why you want to close, what are the reasons behind such, why you got the losses. Okay, so all those reasons you have to put in front of the court, then court will decide whether the company is to be closed or not. In case it is to be closed, the court will appoint a liquidator, then all the assets will be sold off and it will be paid to the shareholders back. So if you want to close down the joint stock company, either private company or public company, court order is compulsory. In case of partnership firm, no such order. Directly you can close down when and wherever you want to. Clear, ma'am? So these are the differences between partnership and joint stock company. Very important and easy one. I hope you understood well. So go through the answer. In next class we discuss some other topic.